I know I have 2 losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
We want to find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
We're going to give the fans a show for sure, because it don't take a big punch.
We are 2 fighters.
Yeah, 2 fighters, but
True fighters.
True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to sell something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing.
Just as news of their fight being made official went viral, Crawford and Canelo caused a stir on the internet after they had a heated uproar at Piers Morgan's interview. The interview had been scheduled for weeks to be held on the day the fight would be made official. Hence, the 2 fighters sat in front of the host as he threw questions at them. If you like this, please subscribe Punch Vista and click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
2 greats in the last era. It's gonna be big.
What does it do to your 2 legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Alvarez put me, on Mount Rushmore.
It started well, but they violated their vows not to trash talk. And the argument became heated when Piers Morgan asked Terence Crawford if he had thought of the possibility of losing his undefeated record to Canelo Alvarez. In response, Crawford said, "I've never thought of that because the possibility doesn't exist. I'm winning and that's all I'm preparing for. No one."
I'm sure. I am sure.
And fist up. That's good. Excellent. Great. Excellent. Wonderful.
I step in the ring. With Can Beat Me, this seems to Canelo like Crawford was underestimating him, making him voice out of anger, "Don't disrespect me, idiot. I can do what no one has done to you before I'm made differently." Well, whether Canelo is made differently or not will only be revealed after the fight in September. But things became a little settled, and in a bid to get back at Crawford, Canelo trolled him in his next answer when asked what he's preparing. For especially against Crawford, and about the special weapons Crawford has that could threaten him,
Say to them.
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's going to win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're going to win? Do you believe you're going to win?
I believe 100% I'm gonna win.
100%?
100%.
Did you kill me with your bare hands?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
he claimed Crawford had nothing, adding that he's been in the ring with bigger guys, smaller guys, and faster guys. Heavy punchers, track racers, and all kinds of boxers all through his career, and Crawford offered nothing different from the rest. And when they were done with the interview, they began whispering insults to themselves constantly until Canelo Alvarez was ready to throw his hands. Luckily, he was held back by the police, but Canelo didn't stop there.
Where you at? Let me see.
Yeah, that's good.
Where is it?
Can you guys fighting?
No, that's not fighting. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing?
Also, in response to the upcoming fight, Canelo Alvarez showed his confidence on social media, stating, "He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo." This remark shows his belief in his superiority and sets the stage for a high-stakes encounter. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, gets the challenge of moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo, while Crawford has demonstrated adaptability and skill in his previous bouts. The significant weight difference could impact his performance.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud, good luck on September 12th.
Nonetheless, Crawford remains determined, aiming to prove himself against the formidable Mexican champion in boxing's most eagerly awaited fight in years. The long-rumored fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will take place on the 13th of September in Las Vegas, and stream globally on Netflix. Organizers confirmed on Tuesday the summit meeting will match two of the most successful, pound-for-pound fighters of the past decade in a cross-divisional clash with generational implications. Alvarez, the undefeated super middleweight champion who's held titles between 154 lbs and 175 lbs, will defend his crown against Crawford, the unbeaten four-weight title holder from 135 lb through 154 lb. Crawford will move up 2 weight classes to face the Mexican superstar in what has already been billed as the fight of the century. The venue has yet to be finalized, though Allegiant Stadium, the 718,835-seat home of the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders, is believed to be the top choice. The date conflicts with a planned UNLV college football game against Idaho State, but sources familiar with discussions say talks are underway to move the UNLV game to a different site or reschedule it entirely.
And what about moving up in divisions for Terence, Crawford, and Canelo? Are you concerned about that? I know you're not a big fan of fighters moving up.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight. Absolutely. And I do super fights, so.
Who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be in attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
Tina, is it going to be your first fight with TKO? There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other day.
T-Mobile Arena, where Alvarez headlines some of his biggest nights and where Crawford blew out Errol Spence Jr. in a welterweight title unification bout in 2023, remains a fallback choice. The bout will be organized by Saudi Arabia's Riyadh Season, in collaboration with Ultimate Fighting Championship President and Donald Trump confidant Dana White and the Saudi entertainment company Sella. It marks White's first foray into boxing and signals a further deepening of the kingdom's power over the sport's biggest nights on the 13th of September. Canelo and Crawford, two legends of boxing, will finally compete against each other in the fight of the century, said Turki Al-Sheikh, head of the General Entertainment Authority and president of the Saudi Boxing Federation.
Potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model is way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you?
We will deliver something truly incredible in Las Vegas for fans around the world to enjoy through Netflix. Crawford, 41-0 with 31 knockouts, has already become the first male fighter to win undisputed championships in 2 weight classes in the four-belt era, doing so at 140 lb and 147 lb. In his last outing in August, the Omaha native defeated Israel Madrimov to win the World Boxing Association junior middleweight title, making Tuesday's confirmation all the more remarkable. He will now jump straight to 168 lbs to face Alvarez without a tune-up. My perfect record speaks for itself. Crawford said, "I am the best boxer in the world, and no matter the opponent or weight class, I have always come out on top. On the 13th of September, my hand will be raised once again as the world watches greatness."
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev
was older. He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you named is not as skillful as
Alvarez, February 2nd, 62-2 with 39 knockouts, is coming off a dominant yet pedestrian unanimous decision over William Skull in May, a fight held in Riyadh as part of his reported $400 million 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season. That agreement, allowed for one bout to be staged outside Saudi Arabia, and Alvarez has opted to return to Las Vegas, where his fan base usually turns out in droves. I'm super happy to be making history again, and this time on a Riyadh season card that will be broadcast on Netflix, he said. Alvarez, who has won 6 straight since a surprise defeat in a doomed bid for Dimitri Bivol's light heavyweight, title on the 13th of September in 2022, said, "I'm ready to show once again that I am the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world."
I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too.
Crawford watched the skull fight, where September's bout was publicly teased in the ring despite questions over their ages. Alvarez turns 35 next month, and Crawford will be 38 in September. Each stays among their sport's elite talents. Turkey wants to make the biggest fights that the fans want to see in boxing, and this is right up my alley, said White, who is starting his own boxing imprint under the UFC's TKO umbrella. Are you kidding me that the first boxing fight I'm going to get to promote is Canelo v. Crawford? It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime fight. A 3-city press tour has been planned for later this month to drum up interest in an event that's certain to receive broad public attention. The fighters will be in Riyadh on the 20th of June and then head to New York on the 22nd of June before wrapping up in Las Vegas on the 27th of June.
Seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision.
While both fighters have shown flashes of mortality in recent performances, Alvarez cruised, but looked flat in his win over Skull, while Crawford had to recover late to edge Madrimov. The importance of their matchup remains undiminished. A win for Alvarez would further cement his legacy as the face of this boxing age. A victory for Crawford would likely establish him as the most versatile boxer in recent history. One man who has been open about the upcoming mega fight is 6'8" world champion turned promoter Oscar De La Hoya, who promoted the Mexican icon during the earlier parts of his career. After initially giving his backing to Bud Crawford, saying he will beat Canelo anytime, De La Hoya has now made a U-turn on that statement. I would understand if he fought someone of less quality, but it's Canelo we're talking about. That guy is good. He's been boxing for a long time. I think it's going to be a very clear win for Canelo. He then expanded, saying Crawford gets hit and that he cannot afford to do that against someone like Canelo. I know I'm going to get some heat for saying this. Crawford gets hit. He does. He gets hit like everybody else. Sometimes he gets hit hard. If you get hit clean by Canelo, that's not good. It's really not good whoever you are. And Canelo's fast. It's not like he's a slow puncher. He will catch you off guard. It's just different, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay linked with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this.